Good morning, y'all. It is 5:46, and if I'm talking real low, it's because everybody's still in bed. It's 5:46 a.m. I couldn't sleep. Woke up pretty early. I did sleep. I just woke up early and then couldn't go back to sleep. So I am working on this box, y'all. And the word I was trying to think of yesterday is feminine. When I couldn't label the box and I just said it was going to be pretty, it's so soft and feminine. So anyway, I cut some of the papers and I decided on a different paper on the inside. And it's going to be hard for y'all to see. But I'll just pull this down like this. So I'm going to glue. I haven't glued this in yet. I basically just have the papers sitting in there. And then this is going to be the inside. I use that same gray paper on the inside. And for the sides, I'm going to use the light butterfly side. Let's see. I think the light's a little bright. It might look a little washed out, but that's what we're going to do. That's going to be on the inside. And it's just so pretty when you're looking at it, y'all. This might be one of my favorite projects yet. I think I say that every time, don't I? You know, it was funny. I answered the Velocity Vet and May made it. The tutorials, and you know, you had to answer the question, or you had to make a comment with the answer to the question. And or I think that's right. I think, well, I could be wrong, but I remember specifically a question being, what's your favorite supplies to use? And that may have been the question, I can't recall. And I said my favorite supplies are the one that I have in front of me at the time, which I get that from my husband, but it's true. So my favorite project is the one I have in front of me at the time. So you'll probably always hear me say that. But this is definitely this week's favorite project. And I just can't wait to work on the book that's going to go inside. What we're going to do, and I probably shouldn't give it away, but maybe I already did, so who knows. What we're going to do is we are going to make an address book to go inside of it. And I might have told y'all that in the first video, I'm not sure, but the address book will fit in the drawer. And I haven't decided what the exact sizes are going to be. But, excuse me, y'all, it's early. But I'd like it to be big enough to where it takes up pretty much of the drawer, but not too big that you can't open the drawer up comfortably. And I haven't decided if I'm going to use my bind it all or if I'm going to do a hard spine binding. And I really like both, but I really like the hard binding. So I might do that just because I think it's I think the project itself is very feminine and very polished, or whatever that word is, and I kind of think a hard binding would be more complementary to the box. But anyway, so we're still working on it, and I thought I hope I have extra papers. I should, because I have a lot of papers, so and the book won't be able to be that big, you know, because it's got to be able to shut in that drawer at all times. And I have to figure out how to make the pages, you know, how to distinguish the pages for letter, you know, from A to D or whatever. And oh, you know what? I don't think I've cut these yet. Okay, I'll wait on those. But then I was thinking I would take some of the leftover paper and make note cards. Which I will not be doing the bases or the envelopes by hand, I don't think. So I'm probably going to take some blank bases that are a nice size that fit the top area. Had they made it just a little bit taller, small note cards would have fit in there perfectly, but that's okay. I even contemplated not putting the top back on, but I had to have the top on there. It's just too pretty, so I can lay them down in there, and that should be pretty. But, so I'm just inking my edges of all the paper I cut last night. Oh, and I cut this. I cut this, but I decided to not use it. However, it may go in my bottom drawer. I bet it will. So we'll run with that thought. And then I just need to cut this paper to the right length. And I think what I can do is, well, that's a little, let's see. Sorry, my cutter's right over here. I could just grab it, but I'm feeling brave, or crazy one. Yeah, that looks good. Just cut a little bit of that off. Yeah, perfect. Oh, so we only need one of these, and then 2 short ones. So I hope y'all had a good night last night. We did not do much of anything. I crafted a little, which you'll see that. But I didn't craft a whole lot. So I went to bed kind of early, I would say. Alright, I think we can cut that one probably right about here. Let's see. Alright. That one may need to be just a tad shorter. Okay, that should be good. And these are for that short lip on the inside. Alright, these are just scrap at this point. Yes, I have no idea how old this paper is. It could be really old for all I know. I mean, it was at Scrapbook, and I'm pretty sure I got it on sale. And I haven't really looked real heavily, but I haven't seen any projects, to my knowledge, with this paper, so it's not very new. I'll have to search YouTube and see what I can find, because it's just so pretty. So it must have come out a couple years ago, I'm guessing. You know, I wonder if it says on the paper itself. Does it do that? Does it say what year? It says 2012. So yeah, maybe that's not from last year. Maybe it's from the year before. It's coffee time, y'all. Alright. Mess with this Mod Podge again. Hopefully it works out better for me today. Yeah. I did find they throw that little piece of paper away. It started out as a big piece, and then it slowly dwindled to nothing. My paintbrush is ready. You know, it's interesting. These are Artist Loft paintbrushes. I think they come from Michael's. And I think they're nice. My husband bought them for me for Christmas. Put them in my stocking. But I've left this in the water, which you shouldn't do. But I did. I left them in the water a couple times. And look at it. Look at how still straight it is. So yeah, it seems like a paintbrush that can take a beating, basically. My experience with paintbrushes is if you leave them in the water, they get all bent. And you know what I mean. They just lose their shape. But that has not done that. Okay. Oh, so this is a beautiful inside cover. Oh, so pretty. Alright. I wonder if I should just do the inside of the box first. It was so funny. I was watching my videos last night because I edited them. You know, I don't like to have I like to just make sure I know what they are going to appear to y'all as. And I was so messy with that paintbrush, wasn't I? There was glue dripping everywhere. Well, fortunately, it wasn't hitting my floor, but that's probably a little hint that I probably should have something on my floor to protect it. I haven't gotten anything on my floor. I'm terribly, terribly, terribly messy with my desk, and I don't really care about the desk so much as long as it still stands, you know. I figure one day when it's all covered with paint and hideous and ugly, I'll just spray paint it. So, I mean, as long as the legs hold up and she's tough and strong and serves its purpose, it's all good. So, I'm sure y'all, I don't know if y'all noticed that or not, but I did. I kept dropping glue everywhere. It's a hot mess is what that is. Alright, let's see if we can get this in there, because this is a little bit awkward. Just a little bit awkward. I think that's it. Alright. And that one's definitely going in there much better. I think I had plenty of glue on that one. Oh, you know what? That looks kind of... Why does that look like it's not straight? Well, it went in there good, but now it's not very good. Because now I'm messing with it. There. Uh-oh, my husband's awake. I think I woke him up. Popcorn's awake too. Alright, I better let her out. You guys, I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let Popcorn outside. And I didn't really wake Greg up. He gets up early. At least I don't think I did. This is going to be the piece that goes on the bottom. Like that. And that is part of the same sheet. So I just thought it looked better versus putting the pink sheet in there. But I'm going to integrate the pink in with this light pink trim. It's not overly pink. It's just a very light pale pink. So that one went in much better. Alright, now we'll go ahead and do this one. Hopefully I wipe that off. Not that it really matters, because I am probably going to Mod Podge the whole box. That's my plan anyway. So, just get this on there. Alright, here comes Popcorn. You can hear her with her jewelry. Hey, baby. Good morning. Why are you wet? Why are you wet? I'm not sure what that's about. You have to watch it. Those boys are crazy. I don't know if y'all have a female. Well, when you have two males and one female dog, they wait for her to go to the bathroom, and then they go to the bathroom, and if she doesn't move out of the spot in time, she gets, yeah, you know, peed on. It's terrible. It seems to always happen when I bathe her. It's not nice. But they mark on her, which is just horrible. So if you have a chance to pick out the sexes of your dogs, you might want two females, or, you know, having two males and one female is interesting, let's just say. Alright, let's see here. We want the, you know what's so funny? It already feels like it's kind of dry on the bottom. You know, it could be that part of my problem with this whole Mod Podge thing is the climate that I am in. I guess that's completely possible, that it dries before I can get it down. Possibly, or maybe I'm just not quick enough. And that needs to come over just a tinge. Alright, let's see, I think I got a good. Just want to make sure I have this the same margin. Sure that was not the intention for this stamp, but it works really well. I need to get an old credit card. And I know y'all can't see at all. Yes, I figure if this table gets all... Oh, that's interesting. Huh. I have a little bit of an issue that I'm going to have to fix. See? Isn't that pretty? I have a little bit of a glue issue. You know what? That lid came off. Oh, what is going on there? Let's see. I need to fix that. Okay, I'll be back. I'm going to fix this glue issue before I do anything else because I don't want it coming apart. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that offline. It's the wood. I didn't glue it well, and it may be the way that I glued it on that it's not happy. So I'm just going to glue it real quick, and I will be back, y'all. See you in a minute. Oh my, y'all should see this sunset that we saw this morning. Actually, I'm going to post it so you can. It is the most gorgeous sunset I've ever seen in my entire life. It had rays of sunlight coming through the clouds. It was so beautiful. Anyway, so I'm back and I glued this sides a little better, and I had to use my trusty little clamps. And I think these that I got at a flea market for like 50 cents or 30 cents. I don't even know. Anyway, so that seemed to do the trick. So we're going to continue on. And basically what I did is I just put some more glue in there and clamped it and let it dry. So hopefully that will do the trick. I probably worked with it too soon after I glued it. So that's what we're going to mark it up to. And I think there's a little bit of glue there you can kind of see, but that's okay. I'm not really going to worry about it too much. I can't really see it that much, but you know what I might do is I might just touch it up just a little bit with some paint. That way it doesn't bother me. Now, it is really not visible. It's only visible to my eye. I'm sure that no one would notice, so but I'm going to go ahead and take care of it while I'm thinking about it. So it is now currently 7:23 and I'm uploading video 2. And I've gotten a lot done on this box so far, so I'm really pleased with where it's going. And hopefully it's not too soon to put glue on there, but I mean paint. Hopefully it doesn't moisten the glue, but I think it'll be okay. Alright, just put a little. There we go. Yeah, I don't think it would be a problem at all. Well, you know, maybe I better come all the way down. Just because you can see the cracks when you put the paper in. Okay. Alright, so we're going to call that done. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and glue, and just to show you what I'm talking about, if you can possibly see it at all. Right there in that corner, there's just a little bit of glue because I put a little extra glue in there. You can see how it's not quite right, but I think it'll be okay because there's a lot of glue in there holding it. So, alright, so back to our gluing. Oops, I left my wet wipes open. I'm going to go ahead and glue this on the inside of the drawer. And I'll just, I guess, let me show you real quick what we've got so far. So that's what we've got so far. So pretty. It's just so pretty, y'all. Alright. It could be because I'm manhandling it too, so. But I can't help that. I have to manhandle it. I've got to get it put together. Once we get this paper on there, then it can sit and cure, and it won't be an issue. Alright. So I hope you guys are going to have a good day today. I say that now, though you probably won't see this video until you're halfway through your day, if not at the end of the day. But it is bright and early this morning. And I am getting a lot done early. See, doesn't matter if there's an upside down. I don't think so. Make sure I got this on there straight. It went on fairly well. Okay. I can hardly wait to get started on the book. I just know that's going to be so much fun. And this is such a great project because it combines my love of the wood, because you know there's a wood shop girl in me, and also love of the book. So what more could I ask for? It's everything I love. Well, I mean, it's not everything I love, but crafty wise, it's a lot of what I love. Alright. And the midges, boy, they are out today. I should have taken a video, but there's a weird thing that happens here, and maybe some of my Florida viewers, if I have any, I know I have one, maybe a couple more, but there's an interesting thing that is happening here where I live. There is a whole bunch of dragonflies everywhere. Yeah, that wood's already coming loose there on the side. I'm going to have to work with that. I'm probably going to have to let that dry a little longer. But anyway, my husband says they're out there eating the midges, because the midges are fierce this morning, as usual. And when I say there's this thing with the dragonflies, there's like hundreds, maybe even thousands of dragonflies just always flying around. It's really neat. They don't bother you or anything. They're just everywhere. Really, really neat. I think what I'm going to do is, while I'm doing this, I'm going to take this out. Make sure it's still got integrity there. I think we're going to, since I got it on without having to glue it on there, I think we'll just take this out, and let me make sure everything looks okay here. Yeah, just that way it can cure while I'm not, you know, bending it back and forth, and this and that and the other. Alright, and I think I might need to do, and see that glue, or that paint might have messed me up. Let me see here. Oops, that flicked me right in the face. Alright. What I will do is I will glue that better when we're done papering. That way I'm not messing with it. And then we can work on the book, and while we're working on the book, the paper will be drying, and it'll all be good. I think that's a good plan. Alright. But yeah, so it's really, anybody that likes dragonflies would really love it. It's just really the neatest thing. That's the wrong piece of paper. Here we go. I need to Google it and see if it's like a particular seasonal thing. There's so many seasonal things here, you know, like most places, you know, the Midwest and the East Coast, and you have seasons, and that's your seasonal thing. I mean, you know, the weather changes, and you know, also things happen, right? Things go to sleep during the winter, and then they wake up in the spring, and so you have seasonal occurrences as well. I've just never been, you know, I've only lived here for a short time, so seeing the seasonal things that happen here, they're not weather related so much. They are a little bit, but not much. They're more nature. You know, like right now the turtles are mating, the sea turtles. So you see a lot of turtles, and they come up on shore and lay their eggs. And I think they actually, the eggs start hatching, I want to say in August or September. I haven't gotten to see that yet because I'm usually, you know, I haven't been here during that month before. So, and then, you know, the whole midge thing that happens at a certain time of the year. And it gets better once the weather starts to cool down. And then the whole dragonfly thing that happens. So it's really, really interesting as far as, you know, the wildlife is concerned, to watch the different changes that occur. And nothing is small, like it happens, like you see thousands of dragons. You know, it's just, it's very extreme, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You know, I grew up in the South, and we had weather changes. Not this South. I grew up, you know, in the Midwest, Memphis. So things were more like the Midwest there, though the winters are shorter and probably milder. It's just different. Okay, so we'll go ahead and see. This is my little dilemma there. That's what keeps popping off, and I know that once, if I just let it be, it'll be fine. So I'm just going to ignore it for now, put the paper in, and then we will fix it once I stop, and I can leave it alone for overnight, you know. It's either that or I have to stop, and I don't want to stop, so I'm going to keep going because I want to see what the final outcome, what it looks like when it's done. That's the best thing about crafting, is to see the final, the completed project. Alright, so of course you can't see me, but I'm just putting some Hodge or Mod Podge in here. I always call it Mod Podge. I always call it Mod Podge. Alright. Okay, I'm going to have to turn it around just a little bit to see where my margin is. Alright. so pretty. Yeah, I'm not sure if I showed you the finished lid there, but that's the lid. Isn't it pretty? And I like that that ink, that vintage photo ink on this blue color. I think it looks pretty. Alright. So a little shorter on the sides, but that's okay. I'm not bothered by it too much. I think it's just so pretty. Alright, we are going to work on the drawer now. And I should, let me think about this for a moment. I need to, yeah, since I'm done with paper on here, except for I'll put some paper on the bottom, but I'm not going to use my pretty paper. I'm just going to use a, I'm not going to do it now. I'll wait. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put some more, you know, I used this glue, and I like that glue a lot, but I wonder if I should use something else. And I don't know what this will do. Let me look at this real quick. So I'm not sure if this is just for metals. Let's see here. What's this say? If I can even possibly read this without my glasses. Let's see here. Warning, ventilation. I might have to Google. I don't know that it says. Alright, it doesn't really say. It's non-flammable and it's paintable. We're going to try it. How about that? What's the worst that could happen? It just won't stick, right? Alright, so I'm just going to help this come out just a little bit more, which y'all cannot see at all. Alright, so it is definitely giving me grief there. So I'm just going to take this and get some of that extra glue off there. And it looks like that part's actually holding up pretty well. I have no idea what this stuff's going to do when it gets on my fingers either. I don't use this very often, so. Alright, I'm just going to get it in there really good. And then I'm going to, alright, and what I need to do is, I don't think any of my clamps will help me here in this situation because they're not big enough. But I am going to, it's going to come right apart. I'm going to use my rubber band, though it is not strong enough, but it's going to help me. And I'm just going to stack some stuff on it. Alright, let me put this somewhere. That is safely out of the way. Alright. Uh-oh. I need something really heavy. Alright, I'm going to get this set up and I'll be right back. Alright, I stuck about 3 books on top of it, and I also, oh, that's not wide, that's too wide. Stuck some cans of tuna on there. You know, we go to Sam's and shop, so it's a big pack of 6, so that should hold it. I'm thinking we're going to use this paper inside the drawer. I think that's what I'm going to do, but I need to cut this because it's not quite the right size. So I need to cut probably about a 1/4. Maybe a little more. We'll try 1/4 of an inch to start with. Okay. Nope, need more. Okay. Let's see. There's not much of a margin on there, so I'll cut off just a tiny bit more. I think that'll be good. Alright. Alright. Okay. So y'all see that when you're putting together wood products, sometimes they can come back apart. Don't worry. Just fix it the best you can. I mean, worst case scenario, if I had to pull it apart, I would maybe try to heat it and try to pull it apart gently and put it back together. I think that it's adhered for the most part very well, so I'm just going to try to fix it at this point and let it sit and let it cure. Because I believe that's probably my problem, is I didn't wait long enough, especially before I painted it after I glued it, which is something to consider. Alright, what is that? That strangely looks like E6000. Alright. Not sure if that's what it was, but y'all know I'm messy, so... Okay. It's so funny watching that video last night. I was like, did I just drop a big glob of glue? Where did that glue go? And then I guess I found it a few minutes later on my arm. Or, you know, a few seconds later. Crafters, we can't have nice clothes on when we craft, can we? Glitter everywhere. Glue everywhere. It's hard to be us. Alright. And, oh, well. Alright. We want her to be the right side up when we look in the box. Okay. So pretty. It's just in the other room. I could have gotten a credit card, but no. This works really well though, because I know I have my whatchamacallit, my bone folder, but I think that would be too rough. Speaking of bone folder, where is that thing? I think it might rip my paper, but I could be wrong. But this seems to be doing a pretty good job. keep it going for a minute so that it'll dry. With all my corners down. Alright, that's what we have so far. So that's pretty. And I think the paper that we will use on the edge, thinking the butterfly paper. Let's see if I'm going to have enough of this, or I'm going to have to cut into another sheet. I am most likely going to have to cut into another sheet. Let me see if I got another sheet of it. You know, I pulled out that, actually, I think what we'll do is I don't think I have another sheet, but I think what I will do, because I originally talked about using this paper here, which is like the post. I think we're going to use that. Alright, I'm going to measure this and cut it, and I'll be back. Alright, see you in a bit. Alright, it is 8 a.m. and I cut my paper, and I'm wondering if I should use the other side so it's not so very pink. Though that script is going the other way. Well, it's in the drawer. We're going to use the pink side. Okay. Ink the edges. It's getting hot outside now, y'all. I can probably take this hoodie off safely. But I told y'all a lot of the reason I wear a hoodie is because of the bugs, too. They get you. They like bare skin. It's so funny when my husband takes me somewhere. He says, nobody can tell you're from Florida because I don't have a bit of a tan. And it's all true. But, you know, it's just a price, right? When the wind's blowing pretty good, they're not a problem. But the wind is not blowing too much, and it is very hot out there right now. You know, it's amazing. I see so many people outdoors doing, you know, walking and riding bikes. This is a very active area. And I always wonder if they, and maybe because they're in movement, they don't get messed with. But I know those midges have to be everywhere. So I always wonder if they don't have a problem with them, or, you know what. It's just, in my opinion, it's just too hot to walk at this time of the day. And it is 8 a.m., okay? If you walk, in my opinion, in this area, you need to walk right after the sun rises and right before the sun goes down. But that is the buggiest time, so unfortunately. So it is beautiful here, and I'm very fortunate to live here, and I love it a lot, but there is always a price to pay. Sometimes for living here. So, not complaining, just saying. I wouldn't trade this experience for $1 million, so. At least I can take that off my bucket list. If I had one, that would definitely be on there. Alright. My bucket list would probably be all the things I want to craft. Or all of the crafts I would like to see. Right before my husband and I got married, his job gifted us with a trip to Italy. It was amazing, y'all. And the reason I bring it up is because, you know, I've talked before in my other videos about Pre-Raphaelite. And that is one of my favorite subjects, is the Pre-Raphaelite art. You know, like John Waterhouse and Rossetti and that kind of thing. And when we were in Italy, which I can't remember which part, we were in all different parts. We went with a tour group, basically. So we were in southern Italy. We started oh gosh, where did we start? I think we started in Rome, I want to say, but we went to Sicily. It was like a 7-day trip, and we went all over, and it was beautiful. But one of the places that we stayed in had an art museum right down the road from the hotel, and on the free time when we weren't on a tour with the rest of the people, because you get some time to yourself where you can, you know, go have dinner or whatever, we actually walked down and went to that art museum. And it was a Pre-Raphaelite exhibit, which was really neat, because it's not often that you get to see that much Pre-Raphaelite in one museum. And it was just totally amazing. So I would definitely take that off my bucket list. That was really cool. I haven't been to a lot of places, but if I were going to put countries on my bucket list, definitely Asia. Would love to go to Asia. I think that would be so neat. Really, really neat. A lot of culture there, and gosh, I mean, there's so many places, aren't there? Like Spain. I've never been there. Would love to go there. I love local art too. That was one thing when we went to Mexico once, and that was really neat. A lot of local art. I enjoyed that a lot. And I just, and the hotel that we were at, they had, which I took pictures of it, but they had local, what did I just do there, y'all? I'm not paying attention. But they had the most beautiful paintings in Mexico. They used the most vibrant colors, and I just don't even know how to explain their style of painting. It's just so beautiful. It's local. It's their heritage, I would say. So sometimes there's this Mexican restaurant that we go to, and they have these metal style paintings. I think they're painted on metal, and they're like embossed, and then the image is painted on top of it, so it has a lot of texture, and the colors are very brilliant. And every time I go in there, well, one time we went in there and I asked them where they got them, and they had no idea. But it's not anything I've ever seen in the U.S. in any stores or anything like that I recall seeing anywhere. But just beautiful. Anyway, so yeah, most of the places I would go would be probably artistic motivated. My husband, on the other hand, is more archaeology motivated, or history. He loves history. Like when we went to Mexico, he was very interested in the Mayan history. You know, Chichen Itza, that kind of thing. which is very neat also. But so those would be the type of places on my bucket list if I had one. Alright. I used to want to go to Africa. Not really feeling that one right now because all that stuff that's going on. I know that's closed-minded, but there's a lot of people there sick. And I think it's pretty scary and very, very, very sad. But yeah, I'd love to go to Africa. Would love to see the animals in the wild. For, behind closed doors in a vehicle that's strong. I don't want to walk out amongst the lions, but I think it'd be really cool. Look at that. Alright, that's our drawer. And I need to push through that hole, which hopefully it doesn't move my paper. I probably ought to wait. But I'm impatient, so we'll go ahead and look at it and see what we can do here. I think I need to come from the other side. Yeah, there we go. Alright, that works for me. And basically going from the opposite side just keeps the paper tucked in that hole so there won't be fringed ends on it. Alright, and I'm not going to do anything special with paper on the sides or the bottom because I don't want my drawer to not fit. And it is possible, since I have painted it so well on the inside, that it could get tighter. So we'll just leave that as it is. I may put another coat on there. I don't know. I mean, it looks fairly decent. And it's just the pearl. I didn't put that blue on there. And maybe I should carry the blue all the way through, but that's what we have so far. So y'all, the box is done. So when I come back, we will be working on the book. So yay, and this will be video 3. The next video will be video 4, and we'll be working on the book. I will see you guys later. You guys have a great day. Bye.